I got a goal, and I want to beat Tom Downey, Cowboys Report for Chat Sports. Right now, this month, I've almost got 4,000 subscribers. Now, he got 4,614. So if you're one of these individuals, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Let's beat the Cowboys Report and Tom Downey for Chat Sports. In today's video, we're going to go over the Detroit Lions injury report. A lot of injuries to talk about in this video as we prepare to go against the Carolina Panthers at home, Ford Field, on Sunday. Now, I'm going to be live for this game, actually starting at noon this time instead of 12:30, so we can talk a little bit more. One of the big injuries for the Detroit Lions who potentially could come back right now is Halapoulivaati, Lions right guard. He's been injured for a couple of weeks. He was limited in practice yesterday, and that's really good news for the Detroit Lions because we have yet to have our full-strength offensive line. You look at the Lions' offensive line, it's great. Taylor Decker, he's been dinged up throughout the season so far. Jonah Jackson as well. Frank Ragnow as well. Graham Glasgow would be the right guard if Big V cannot play in this game, as he's been doing that so far all season long for the Lions. You got Penei Sewell. If you can get Big V in this game where Graham Glasgow would be, the Lions offensive line could finally be together and dominate on the line of scrimmage, and that's what we want. Again, another person that was a full practice here is Taylor Decker, the Detroit Lions left tackle. Got injured a couple weeks ago. Now he's been dealing with the injury, and it seems like he is getting better and better, and being a full participant is actually really good news for the Lions offensive line. And Frank Ragnow, again, he's been dealing with the toe injury that we've known for a year now. He gets his veteran rest, but when it comes to practice, he was good to go for the Detroit Lions. He was a full practice. So all we're looking on in this game is Big V. Can Big V come in this game and be good to go with the Detroit Lions offensive line? If he can, we finally get to see full strength since week 1. So I got a question for you folks. Will the Detroit Lions offensive line finally all be playing the starters on Sunday? Y for yes and N for no. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Other big news here is Brian Branch. We've seen him get injured in the Green Bay game. He did not practice at all so far, all the way till yesterday. He is the outstanding rookie who I think potentially could be Defensive Rookie of the Year. That's how good he is. Unable to practice in this game. And that is big news. Now, look, we're going against an inferior team, in my opinion, in the Carolina Panthers. So if you're going to rest a player due to injury, a great player like Brian Branch, this is one game you could do it to. But it's not just the problem when it comes to Brian Branch. There's also other injuries at the safety position here, and that's Kerby Joseph. He's been injured as well, and Kerby Joseph was limited in practice, so upgrade for him. Really good news for the Lions secondary because we need this guy playing in this game. And if you look at the secondary right now, the depth chart for the safety position, you got Tracy Walker who can jump in there. Now, if Brian Branch can play, we're going to see Kerby Joseph or Futu Melifonwu. But this is how the depth chart is, how they mix it up. Now, Brian Branch can play nickel as well. He can play all over the field. But if Kerby can't play, it's probably going to be Tracy Walker and Futu Melifonwu. Those will be your safeties. With that said, Futu Melifonwu has been playing really good for the Detroit Lions in covering for Kerby Joseph in the injuries that we've seen to Brian Branch as well. So if they can play, we'll see Tracy Walker, we'll see Kerby Joseph and Brian Branch. If they can't play, it's going to be Will Harris, Tracy Walker, and Futu Melifonwu for the Lions secondary. And those are big injury concerns because we are built in the secondary. I feel like that's how this team is built now, is with solid secondary play. So it's really important for the Detroit Lions to get these players back in this game. So we'll see. But if there is a game out of all the games This would be the game to rest the players, because I feel like the Detroit Lions is going against an inferior team. And right now, Bryce Young, the quarterback for the Carolina Panthers, is struggling to pass the football. It's not just his fault, though, because he doesn't have the greatest weapons at wide receiver. And so, since we're a team that's going to be stopping the run, and they're going to want to run the football, this would be the game to do it. And given Iffy, I like seeing what we've seen so far, and given Iffy some playing time is not a bad thing for Detroit Lions, because of what has been taking place with the good work of Aaron Glenn, scheming these players, and how they're starting to develop in year 3. And so I'm confident that even if those players don't play, the Detroit Lions secondary will be good. We'll see the combination. I think it's going to be still a good game regardless who is out there, but obviously you want your starters. But what is the confidence level for a Lions win? 1 being you don't think the Lions are going to win at all. 10 being you believe the Detroit Lions win 100%. Put that in the comment section, 1 through 10. That's going to be a pinned comment for this video. Confidence level for the Detroit Lions. Another big injury, and we're watching this one. This is probably the biggest one here. Is Amon-Ra St. Brown did not practice on Thursday. Now, St. Brown is our number 1 wide receiver. He is our playmaker for the Detroit Lions offense, and it's really important for him to play in this game because we need him always in this game. He's just our stud player. Now, I wouldn't be too worried about it because St. Brown says it's just a little abdominal injury. I'm feeling pretty good. St. Brown said, I was running today. I actually think I have hit one of my top speeds the other day. I'm feeling pretty good. St. Brown is a tough SOB. Okay, he is tough. We've seen him throughout the year so far as the Detroit Lions. When he's injured, he plays through it. I expect him to play in this game. I fully expect it, even though it's a did not practice. Why? Because he already knows the system. He has the connection with Jared Goff. He's a veteran. He is a tough SOB. I have him playing in this game. I truly do. I think he will play. So, I know we're worried, but I think he will. Another individual who has been injured, right, and it was Josh Reynolds. He was limited in practice with the groin injury. He's been spectacular for the Detroit Lions offense, making big catches for Jared Goff so far this season. I expect him to play in this game. Yeah, I fully expect it. Groin injuries do stink, but I expect him to fully participate in this game. Another wide receiver who, it's not injury related, but he's a full practice, and that's Jameson Williams. He is going to play in this game. We already know this. Dan Campbell said that. Again, I want to stress to everybody it's going to be limited fashions. He's not going to get a full workload. Maybe 9 to 10 snaps in this game. Dan Campbell stated that. And you want to slowly work him in. He's not going to be taking over snaps of Khalif Raymond, Josh Reynolds, and St. Brown right now. He's more of the Marvin Jones Jr. at this point for the Detroit Lions. Because we need to work him in. We need to give him snaps that he's good at and go from there. So that's what we're looking at for Josh Reynolds. Other big injuries concerns here is the secondary. Emmanuel Moseley's going to make his debut for the Detroit Lions in this game. He has been injured for the whole time he's been a Detroit Lion with an ankle injury. He's going to be in this game. It's going to be limited fashion, limited snaps for the Lions. It's not going to be a full-time participant. So what does that mean? It means that the Detroit Lions, Emmanuel Moseley is going to be in and out with Jerry Jacobs. Since he is CB2, he's going to be in and out with Jerry Jacobs. So I expect Jerry Jacobs to get more snaps than Emmanuel Moseley, but you're going to finally see him in there. The Lions secondary is pretty good to go there. You got Cam Sutton. You'll have Jerry Jacobs. Emmanuel Moseley is number 2. Doing their things, and you'll have safeties as well coming in here for the Detroit Lions. So expect those guys to get the workload in for the Detroit Lions, just like we've seen so far this year, how they're bringing folks in and out. Will Harris can be in here as well. He's not considered quote-unquote CB, but he does play the CB positions because he's a universal player. Another potential player that could be in this game, and someone we have not seen in the regular season as of yet because he got injured later. That is Julian Okwara. He was limited in practice. If he can get out there, that would be really good for the Lions. Having an individual whom can come out there and rush the passer. We'll see. He probably will be inactive. I'm kind of guessing he'll be inactive, but don't know 100% as of now how that's going to be. Another player who did not practice, and I don't know if he's going to be in the game. Probably not. That's Jason Cabinda. Not a big worry, in all honesty. He hasn't really affected the game much at all. I mean, there's individuals like myself who would rather have other people on the roster, but he did not practice. We'll see if he can play in this, or if he does play in this game, but I'm not too worried about it. The big issues is, for me, when I look at the injury report, it's the players coming back. Halapoulivaati and Emmanuel Moseley and Jameson Williams, even though it's not injury-related, it's due to suspension. Those are the players potentially, well, we know Williams is going to play, but the amount of Williams and Emmanuel Moseley play in this game, and can Big V finally step in for the Detroit Lions at right guard, and this whole offensive line come together in this game for the second time this year since week 1, because we need this offensive line to get continuity. The importance of the offensive line is exactly how the Detroit Lions is going to win these games this year, folks. We got to win games with our offensive line, and that's how we're built. And we need to do that, regardless if it's a bad team or a good team. I want to see this offensive line come together. Folks, we're going to be live streaming the game on Sunday, okay? We're going to do play-by-play commentary. We're starting at noon. Generally, I start at 12:30. We're starting at noon on this game, so you're going to want to hit that notification bell, folks. I literally got like 10% of people hitting that notification bell. Smash that notification bell so you don't miss out on the streams and the latest Lions news and rumors. Subscribe to the channel, all of that. With that said, folks, adios.